Alright, everybody. For those of you that know much about the economy or the real estate bubble, you know it's been an interesting couple years. So I'm going to tell you a story. My name is John, and I'm a pretty famous dude. My full name is actually John E. Economy. Like I said, you might have heard of me. And more of you have probably heard of my uncle, Uncle Sammy. He's even more famous than me. The two of us have been hitting the beaches for years now because it's been beautiful weather. I mean, I'm talking clear skies, hardly any waves, and no wind. I mean, this is the weather you dream about when you go to the beach. Now, my Uncle Sammy is a pretty interesting bird because he feels that everybody should be a strong swimmer. So he does everything he can to make sure I can swim. In fact, he has me get out there and kick past the sandbars and go farther and farther and push my limits. And I do become a stronger swimmer, and that's a good thing. Now, most of the time when I go swimming, I go out there with my buddy. Some of you might know him. My buddy, Wally. Now, Wally's pretty famous, but not as famous as his parents. In fact, he's the son of famous tycoon Mr. Henry Street. Henry Street Sr., that is. And they have a lot of money and resources. Now, you know what I'm talking about when I say he's a great friend to have, because that means a lot of cool toys. Cool toys for me. Recently, he bought me a mask, he bought me a snorkel, he bought me some fins, and all this stuff is great. Oh, there are my fins. That allows me to swim farther, so when Wally and I hit the ocean, we can go past out farther than we've ever been, past the light blue water, but into the real dark blue stuff that really is out there. Now, aside from just my uncle yelling, there's a lot of people that start to cheer because we're going out there really far. Most people don't see people swimming out in this deep water. It's just floaties. So we go out into the deep, deep, deep stuff. And it sounds like a party. Everyone's excited. And we even get a few more cheers from the beach. And then we realize, uh-oh, it's not all rosy weather, beautiful skies out here. And people get scared, including my Uncle Wally, and he goes back. And then I realized the true gravity of this situation. I'm in the middle of the ocean, and I've just got a couple floaties and some fins. And, to make matters worse, are you kidding me? Is that a shark? Oh my gosh, this is not good. I'm getting pulled out to sea, I'm gasping for air, and all I've got is a couple floaties. And I'm getting tired. So, about that time, all the screams from the beach draw the attention of the lifeguard. And he hops off his stool and hits the beach and comes running to the water's edge, and then his stomach drops. Because he realizes I'm far out to sea. And he knows I'm a pretty important person, and he can't allow me to drown. So he gets on his walkie-talkie and calls for help. And they send out a boat. That boat hits the shore to come out and save me, but I've drifted too far off. And it's just not enough to find me. To make matters worse, the lifeguard's shift ends. Are you kidding me? So he goes home. So it's time for a new lifeguard. He shows up on the scene to chaos. People are screaming, panicking. So his first order of business is to try to ease people. So he tries to calm them down, and then he looks out to sea and sees the gravity or the situation at hand and realizes he too can't allow me to drown. So he spares no expense. And he sends out a helicopter to get me. And that helicopter takes flight, goes out there and finds me. I'm gasping for air, and I feel a tug, and whoop, I'm in a helicopter, and away I go. There's a chance. That helicopter takes me back, lowers me down to the beach. The lifeguard administers CPR, and I start coughing and gasping for air. Next thing you know, I think I'm going to be alive. I pull through. About a year has gone by since that fateful event, and I'm still around. Now, but to make matters interesting, my family is still around, and they've got a bill, a pretty big bill, and to be honest, nobody wants to pay it. So they start off bickering amongst themselves and fighting. Well, that's not very productive. One idea is to keep borrowing money from our shady neighbor. Now, Mr. Chin Lee has loaned us money in the past, quite a bit in fact, but I, for one, don't want to borrow much more money from him. Another idea is to go after my buddy Wally. Why, I mean, it was his toys in the first place that allowed me to swim out to sea. Plus, his family has plenty of money, so let's go take some from them. That only seems fair, right? Or we have another idea. What about my Uncle Sammy? I mean, not only does he have money, he can print money whenever he wants. That's a great solution. But you know what? that solution has consequences as well. There's even another set of my family who wants to point fingers at the lifeguards on duty. Say these guys spent too much money, and they shouldn't have sent boats and helicopters to save me. I would have been just fine. Well, you know what? I might have. But I don't know. The bottom line is, I'm here, and they're protecting themselves against the crowds. So again, I'm John Economy. The bottom line is I'm very happy to be alive. And without me, many lives would have been ruined. Now rest assured, I want to do whatever I can to make sure this does not happen again. But I also know spending so much time trying to assess blame does not help the situation. When all is said and done, we still need to pay the bill and rehab my chest. Because I promise that once my chest is healthy, I will do all I can to pay back my share of the outstanding bill. And historically, I'm the one who does that best. So until then, I suggest we stop looking behind us and start looking forward. There have been plenty of storms in the past, and we have always managed to seem to pull through. If we continue fighting against ourselves, not only will we postpone, we might even prevent this from ever occurring. So until then...
All right.